Hey guys, Ro here and warm welcome to this video. So inside this video today, I wanted to do something a little different, more or less like a crafty chat, and I wanted to share some ideas. They're super basic and beginner ideas, but I use them all the time. And so basically how to decorate your front covers of your albums for any album or any junk journal, and even for your pockets, your standalone pockets that you stick inside of your albums or not. But basically decorating ideas, page ideas, and ideas of what to stuff inside them. So I thought that would be a cool little video to have. So just so we kind of have like a video checklist of stuff for, crafty inspiration to get your creative juices flowing. Yeah, so really beginner friendly. I know when I first started crafting, I ended up compiling a list over time. So I figured, hey, why not have this video out there so that you can reference anytime if you just want some quick tips or, a lot of times we forget things, right? Like just simple things that we can put in our albums or ways to decorate our covers, and they just don't come to mind at that time. So I know for me, sometimes I just have like a time restraint when I'm crafting. I only have so much time to craft. And so it kind of helps, my checklist helps me to kind of glance at it and say, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot I could do this type of pocket or add this type of thing inside of my journal or what have you. So I figured I'd start with a quick project share. This is a tutorial that I'll be doing next, and I'll show you guys how to make it. But I figured why not share it and just give you guys a peek inside of it for now. So it is a junk journal mini album. Well, it started as a mini album, but then it kind of transformed into a junk journal. It just took a mind of its own. But it's really cute. I did a ribbon closure, and I had so much fun using that Woodland Grove collection by Maggie Holmes. There's also a couple pieces in here by Gingham Gardens as well. But I had so much fun. I really got it out my system. You'll probably be able to tell as we move through it because I was just like packing stuff on. I just wanted to play with like everything and it was so fun. So over here I did a vellum pocket, and I put one of these matchbook style pockets inside of it. It fit perfectly. And if you haven't seen these yet, I did do a video on them, and they're just really cute and a fun way to use that matchbook theme. And so it has a card that comes out, and you can stick it in this way or on top. And then in the pocket, I just have a couple little things. So since I did a video on this one, I don't want to go too much into detail, but I'll link it below. So we have that, and then I just did a little star paper clip there. Did some collaging on this page. And I have this cute little, look how cute the little mini card with butterflies I stuck there. And I raised this ephemera with one of those foam dots. So fun to play with. Then right here we have a pocket. So I have a mat that comes out there. And then on this side, I just did a frame with a sentiment that says, "You are pure sunshine," if you could see it. And then over here, I used one of those jumbo paper clips that came with the collection. And right here, we also have another pocket that I did a photo mat, and I'm leaving this space for a photo. And then over here, I just used this vellum card. I actually originally had it in that matchbook style pocket, but I really liked how it looked on this page, so I just glued it onto there. And then here we have a flap that comes down with another pocket, and I did a cute little slimline file folder that I put in here. And then this closes up by tucking under there. And then we turn the page, and oh, I should show you, I guess over here, we have another pocket back here, and I did a large tag right there. So let me show you in case, because my lighting is not that great today. So we have another pocket there, and then it flips over, and I did one of these types of pocket fold outs like this. And then I shared these in my haul, but it was a pack of all these cute little pockets and stuff. So I put that little journaling card in there and made a tuck spot here, and we just have a card that says magic. And then over here, we have another pocket in the back with another photo mat. And we have a flip up page here with another pocket here. And we just have a cute little bookmark that I put some string and a couple of those little enamel dots on there, or enamel stickers. I can't remember what they're called. And so then we turn the page here, and I just have a journaling card here that I put a strip of washi tape and like a doily to decorate. And this one flips out like this, and we have a cute little journaling card here with another one of those little pockets that I put there. And then here we have two pockets in the back So you can definitely load these up. I didn't put a lot of things in there, but you can really load all kinds of stuff in these 2 pockets. And then it has a sentiment down here that says dwell in possibility. And so what I love about this album is that I have a really cool binding technique that is so easy. And also you can do it 2 different styles. So like I chose to do it this way, right, to where it stays open, and I use the ribbon closure. But also if you don't stuff it to the brim like I did, you can close it like this and make it more of like a clutch style. And so a couple ways you can do it. And then we also have another pocket here where I put a slimline tag as well. So lots of pockets, fun stuff, super easy to make, and a really cool way that I did the binding on this one. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on into the decorating tips and stuff like that. So one of the things that you can do for your cover or for your pages is kind of like the obvious, right? Which is collaging. So what collaging is to me, it's just bringing all these different contrasting patterns and colors and shapes and ephemera and stickers and kind of just playing with them on one page or on your cover. And just so that I don't keep repeating the same thing over and over, anything that I share today with these beginner tips, you can use for the cover or inside a page. You can go either way. Obviously, you know, there's no rules in crafting, right? So, but yeah, collaging is a cool way to do it. And so that's just one of the ways that you can. And so like this one is kind of a little bit of collaging in the sense that I put, you know, a square, then another square sheet, and then some ephemera and the sentiment. So that's one way, is collaging. Another thing you can do is using frames. So like if your budget allows, or if you have any frames that come in with your ephemera, you can get those frames. Let me see, I'll grab an album that I used one. So a great idea for a cover is using these. If your creative wheels are not spinning that day, maybe you have a time constraint, grab a frame. I got these for like $6 by Tim Holtz, and it came with a pack of, it was a bunch of them, at least like 5 to 7, maybe even more, but it was a good amount of them, different like shapes of frames, different sizes, and I love it. And sometimes when I'm just, you know, either think a frame would look cute on the front or what have you, I'll just throw one of those on there with a cutout card in the back. But it could also be a pretty piece of cardstock that you like, and or you could even, you know, put a sentiment right in the middle of there, and they're always cute for your covers or even for your pages. So framing is a good idea. You can also make your own frames, and again, you can use, you know, those frames that come in the pack of ephemeras if you need ideas. So that's now another thing you can do is, I call it nesting, and that's really where you take whatever shape you want, oval, square, triangle, whatever shape, and you kind of nest one on top of the other. So let's just say, you know, this is the album I'm working on, and maybe this is my, you know, my cover that I haven't done yet. You can do like one square here, maybe it's 5 by 5, then you do another square that's like 4 by 4, right? And you just nest one on top of the other like that, and you can go as far as you want. And that's always a cute, simple, easy cover. And then all you would need to decorate at that point, once you're finished nesting, is whatever your top frame is. Because then, now let's say I used this with contrasting colors and patterns, then I could just put like a sentiment across here, or drop a piece of ephemera, or use something from my punches, stick it right there in the middle, and I have a cover or a page ready to rock and roll, you know? So I do like the concept of nesting. It's always really cute. Another thing is you can choose a standout piece and then always just use a sentiment of some sort or a quote. So I kind of did that here. I did a little bit of nesting, right? One square and then a smaller square on top of it, or framing, right? But then I picked one piece of ephemera that I thought was really pretty, that I love to stick as that standout piece, and then I put a sentiment under it, and it could have went in the middle, on the side, could have been slanted, right? So the idea again is just really picking out a standout piece, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be ephemera. It could be a pretty piece of cardstock, or really whatever you want, and then you would just stick that in the middle and put a sentiment on the bottom, and that's it. And that's always a cute page idea or a cover. So that's another idea. Another thing is, you know, whenever you go to your local dollar store, you know, these are great things to buy. I grab them every time I see them. They have them in gold and silver, and I'm sure you've seen them on my albums, but I really love to keep these in my stash because these words, they're like a nice size, and these are always cute for a page idea and a cover. So like these are not the same ones, but just as an idea, like I could take one of these, like let's say maybe Dream or Big Smile or whatever, and slap it across there, and my cover or my page is done. It's always so cute. It's really simple, and it works like a charm every time. And then you could, if you wanted, add a little floral embellishment or something with it. But just those cute big words that you find in your stickers or like in these from the Dollar King, they work every time, and they're totally adorable. So that's another idea. Another thing, if your budget allows for it, well, let me back up a little bit. When I first started crafting, what I would do is go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever. I'd grab a paper pad, and then I would get my stickers from all over the place. And although my projects would end up still being cute, it took me more time, and it was a little hard to match up depending on what I was making. So what I started doing is I started buying one additional item that matched my paper pad. So like for example, with the Woodland Grove collection, I grabbed the ephemera. Well, I grabbed more, but even if you just got the paper pad and then bought one thing that went with it, whether it's the paper clips or the matching ephemera or, you know, chipboard stickers, doesn't matter what it is, but just that one item that goes with your paper pad really will save you time and just really help get those creative juices flowing when you're having like a stump there. And so when I started doing that, it really changed it for me a lot. It didn't take me as long to put things together that maybe didn't coordinate. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't still grab our stuff from all over the place, but it definitely makes it easier when you have something that matches your paper pad. And a lot of the paper pads and collections and stuff like at Joann's or like Hobby Lobby, they don't have the matching ephemera or what have you. So what I had started doing was going, you know, I'd grab my paper pad, for example, then I'd run over to the sticker section, and I started buying them. They're called Thickers by American Crafts. They're about $5-6 for a pack. You get a bunch, and they are so cute. And I would just get one that kind of goes along with the theme or color scheme of my paper pad. So like for example, this one I just showed you, these are Thickers. They're raised a little bit, they give it some dimension, but both of these came from American Crafts. They're called Thickers. And as you can see, like this paper pad was like a $5, I think, paper pad on sale from Hobby Lobby, but I just kind of chose a scheme that kind of went with it, and that made the decorating a lot easier and fun as well. So now think about it, if your budget allows, just grabbing something that goes with that collection, and it makes things a lot easier. So another thing that I definitely forget all the time, like I just totally forget, but using your tool, this is really inexpensive. You can find it at the dollar store, Joann's, your local craft store, grabbing some tool. It lasts forever and it's really cheap. And also like your lace, your ribbon, your any type of fabric, you can, you know, do nesting with that. You can use it as do framing with that, like we talked about earlier. And also, you know, you can trim your pages, like put borders on your pages with those, kind of like similar to this one. So like this one, it's kind of like a mixture of using my lace over here, right, for the spine, and then kind of like using, well, there are two standout pieces, right, but it wasn't that much. And then, you know, using it as a border on your pages. And of course, if you have decorative scissors or those decorative punches, you can use that and do the same thing with your paper. So it's, you know, a good idea to remember that we always have, you know, ribbon and lace and fabric, most of us do in our stash, and we can definitely utilize that, and it makes things really cute and really fun to work with as well. So another thing, and I think I touched on it, is definitely using contrasting colors, contrasting patterns. So, you know, they give us a clue with our paper pads, right? Like for example, this is the round trip one, and you'll notice that with the branding strip, it's always pretty much like a contrasting pattern that's like completely different than the others. So like here we have checkered with this, or like here we have these little emblems with the floral, or like, let me go, so like see, we have like this kind of like woodwork looking page, I don't know what you call it, but with the floral, they're just two contrasting designs and contrasting colors, and those always look really cute together when you take things that are completely different. So like animals with lines, or a floral with lines, you know, things that are completely different, and sticking them together. And even, you know, from paper pads that are different from one another. So, use those branding strips sometimes to guide you because they give you great ideas of how to start putting contrasting patterns together. So see, like this is the one I mentioned, it has floral and it has lines. And those are really cute to stick together for page collaging or for, making your albums or what have you. So contrasting patterns and colors, light and dark. If I put a light pattern on here, then maybe I want to go and find something dark, something contrasting to go with it. And so those are little tips that'll help you when you're decorating. Another thing is having some large and small embellishments ready to go. So you have a little embellishment party. So many videos out there with some really cute embellishments, and they go with everything. So if your creative wheels aren't spinning at that particular time, or you have time constraints in general, spend some time and make a bunch of embellishments that you have ready to rock and roll, right? And a lot of them really look good on everything. Like I have a video, it's like a 6 or 7 minute video. They're really easy if you have extra buttons in your stash. I made those, and they went with absolutely anything that I put them on. They looked cute, right? So you can do that. Also, my friend Alyssa, the Berry Little Paper Crafter, that's her YouTube channel. I'll link her video below. But she did one recently with these vellum collaged sheets, and it was so cute. It was like a strip or like a roll, and on the strip you had different squares, right? And each one had a different collage on it, and it was so cute. If I remember correctly, it was like a junk journal theme, but you could do anything. And what I loved about it, it's like you can have that strip ready, and when you're working on your project, you could just cut off each square as you need it and stick it on. And it's so cute. It would work for album covers. It would work inside pages to put on your pockets. And also you can turn that collaged square strip into a pocket, right? So let's say I did the collaging using Alyssa's video and did this, and let's say this was vellum or cardstock, and then I could have that ready to go. And then when I'm working on my album, I can stick it in here like this and glue it like that, or glue it like that, have a side pocket or have a pocket up there. Plus I just decorated my page all in one swap, so really cute. I'm going to link her video below, and her whole channel has so many adorable projects, so definitely check her out. All right, so another thing is, well, actually, I think we touched on a lot of decorating tips and stuff. So we'll move on to page ideas. So these are ideas of what to do specifically like for your pages, right? So you have your album ready to go. Maybe it's blank and you're like, what do I do on each page to make it more fun, maybe more interactive? So here's some beginner tips. So like you could do side pockets. They work all the time. So that's where like you cut off like a rectangle, so something like this size. And then in your album, you would put it like here, right? And that's like a side pocket. Another thing you can do is what I call the triangle pockets. I'm not sure if that's the technical term for it or what, but let me grab that other album so I can show you. So, you can find any square piece of cardstock, and you can literally cut it right down the middle, and that gives you 2 different pockets to use on 2 different pages if you want to. And there's 2 pages that are knocked out and ready to go. So like, for example, here's one triangle that I put there, and then another triangle that's at the top. And it's cute either way that you use it, and just a great, quick, and easy page idea that sometimes we forget about. Also, tuck spots, right? You could use any piece of cardstock, any piece of ephemera, really whatever you want. If you have those punching things that, punch different shapes, you can use that for a tuck spot on any page. So tuck spots are a great idea. They add a lot of fun to your journals, and really easy to just put fun stuff in right in the tuck spot, easy to glue, and doesn't take that much time. So I love using tuck spots. Let's see, also the half page pockets. They're pretty common and obvious, but sometimes we forget, right? So just those pockets that are halfway down the page. Maybe you want to veer off from a tutorial that you're watching or making your own project. And, let's not forget these half pockets, because they're really cute and really easy and don't take much time to stick on. And they don't have to have any crazy scoring or cutting or anything. You can literally just measure the page. Let's say this is 4 inches. So I would go maybe 4 and maybe by like 3 inches, so you measure this way. Let's say it's 4, and let's say this is like 6, I'm guessing. Then I would probably do it 4 by 3, so that's half of the page, right? So 4 by 3 pocket, and you can really just glue it here and stick it right on. You don't really have to have the gussets and all that every single time. So that's just another idea. Also the vellum pockets. You can use a strip of vellum and make practically anything, and it's cute. So like here's one style. It's just a square that I glued here and here, and look how cute it is. You just can never go wrong with vellum. But then I also used vellum in this new album, right? So this one I took a square of vellum and I just cut it like this, you know, and just cut it kind of at an angle. I freehand it, and it's also cute. But you can do those side pockets as well, rectangle shape. Cut your vellum in a rectangle, stick it on the side. So really easy. Always makes your albums cute and don't take that much time. Another thing is the triple fold out pocket that I made in this album. These work every time. Sometimes if I just can't think of what I want to do for that page, or I haven't made one of these in a while, I always will do these triple load or triple fold out pockets. I don't know the technical term, that's what I call them. But they are so easy to make and they're always fun, and you can do different things with these. So like this one, right, I have coming out like this, but I could have glued it right here on the sides and turned this into a pocket and just cut a little bit off, right? So that's like a couple ways to use it right there. Another way is if I would have glued it here, then I would have a pocket behind it. So you really take any strip. So to give you some beginner measurements that will pretty much work on any page in any album, I believe, let me grab my scoreboard. Here's a sheet that I have ready. And just to give you like kind of a formula for making these anytime that you want. So I have my scoreboard here. Put it out. So this one measures 8 by 3.5, and the key here is to double up. So if I score it first at 3, then I want my next score to be double, so at 6. So whatever your first score line is, do it, multiply it by 2 for that next score, and then just go 2 more inches for your flap. And that always works, and it's so cute. And all I would need to do now is round my corners if I want, and I can make this just a pocket like this. I could cut a little bit off and choose at that point what I want to do, put my notch, and now I have a cute little interactive piece that I can put in literally anything that I'm working on. So really cute. Another thing we mentioned already is your collaged pages and using your string banners. I meant to grab some string. Crap, I thought I brought some over, but I don't think I did. So let me just I'll play with this. Let's pretend this is, it could be yarn string, any string, thread, right? So let's say this is my page. This is just a cute idea that I've used a few times, but you take your string like this on any page that you want, or even your cover, and you can use like a little sticker or ephemera, or just glue the back and have it kind of dangle like that. And you can put some banners on here, some punched embellishments, whatever you want, and hang it on there. And even these cute like little banners are always adorable, and these are easy to freehand cut. But like this little banner, they look really cute when you hang them, or even glue them, right? Like let's say I had 3 banners. I wish I'd have brought them over so I could show you, but I might put one banner here, and then one banner here, and one banner here, and they don't even have to necessarily hang from the string. They can be just glued, and it would give like an illusion of hanging from it, if that makes sense. But using string on your pages, and even if you want to technically like punch a hole and dangle something, that's a great, easy, fun page idea that always looks cute. So I hope those tips helped on just different page ideas, like beginner basic ones. And then once you start using those, you know, they kind of lend and inspire new things that you can do and just play off of them. So now let's move over to stuff to actually put inside of our junk journals and inside of our albums, or even inside of our pockets. So that's like one of my favorite things. I have a checklist that I'm going to share with you that I look at every time I'm kind of having a creative brain freeze. And I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that, or I could do that. So one is your dangles, right? So you can always dangle stuff. You know, you have, if you just have any kind of yarn or string or thread, and, you know, grab a pack of beads from the dollar store whenever you go, maybe 1 or 2 packs because they're cheap, and, you know, make some beads in advance or for that specific album. They always add such a cute touch to your album, or even for your tags, and they're just so easy to make and they look cute. Another thing, of course, is what is an album without a tag, right? So we always have our tags. So of course, that's our obvious item that we always stick in our albums or journals, or even in our pockets. Also, journaling cards and cutout cards. The cutout cards generally come with your paper pads, so those are always fun to stick inside. File folders, which is like this one that I put in. So that's like, this one is a file folder, and these are so easy to make, any size, and you know, they're just really cute to stick in your pockets and your albums and stuff like that. But also the little file cards, right? So you just have a piece of cardstock or whatever you want to use, and then you just put a tab on it and you have a file card. Really easy, always look cute. Another thing is photo mats, right? So like this one here, super easy to make, you know, a square, rectangle, whatever shape. You use your hole puncher or grab a piece of ephemera, stick it on top, and you have a photo mat. Always looks cute. Adding pockets and envelopes, so like our triple fold out pocket, you know, you can add it. You don't have to attach it to a page. You can literally just add it so that people can pull it out. And this, of course, could just be a standalone pocket by itself. But you know, you can also, and there's so many tutorials on how to make different types of envelopes without a scoreboard, without anything, just with a little piece of paper, by the way that like you fold it and stuff. So always adding pockets and envelopes and stuff are really fun to add into them, but also attach to your pages, whichever way you want to go. Flip pages are always fun, and they're so easy to do. So like, for example, this is a little flippy I decided to do on this page, right? It didn't take much cardstock. It's super easy. You basically choose your size depending on your page, score it at like 1/2 inch or 1 inch, and that's it. And you have a little flippy. And you can do these so many ways. I have it to where it pulls down, but you could have it where it goes up this way, comes out to the side, comes out this way. We see them a lot in the interactive albums. They're common, but they are so fun. And a lot of times we forget that we can add a flippy to any page that we want. And also, another cute little simple idea is doing those little vellum cards. So like something like this you can do. Like I used the ephemera frames to do it and just stuck a piece of vellum in back of it. I think they're kind of like similar to the specimen cards, I guess. And I just put a piece of floral ephemera. But also what I love to do sometimes is do like a card or vellum stapled on top of any type of card or pretty cardstock. So like, for example, I could take a piece of cardstock like this, whatever size that you want, grab a sheet of vellum that's just a little smaller than whichever one you're working with, put a staple on top, and you have a cute little card. It just always looks cute. And you could even cover the staple with a flower or ephemera, or even leave it, you know, the way it is. It's always cute, and it's just something I forget about, but just always works to add in your album. So the little stapled vellum on anything. Also using your brads. So I got these, you know, a nice 100 of these at Staples, but they also have at the Dollar Tree, or normally at the dollar store, they carry these. This one I didn't get at the dollar store, but they do have them. I have some in my stash. It's like 6 of them or 5 of them, comes in a pack, and they're just more decorative. And I forget sometimes to use my brads. So like, you can literally take 2 tags. Let's say these were matching, right? The same one, this one or this one. You can put a couple tags together, punch a hole, put your brad there, and now you have this cute little interactive element that you can stick in your albums or your journals. You can also, same thing, put a brad like here. Well, let's say this one was a little smaller. I'll use this one just for example. But let's say I have a tag or a cute piece of cardstock, really whatever I want to use. I can literally put my brad right here, and then I can attach it to any page and make it interactive. And that's just this cute little idea that always looks adorable that I often forget. That's why I have to use my checklist sometimes when I need some, like, to get my creative juices flowing. So also, I do have a couple videos where I feature specific small little projects just for stuff to put in your pockets, your journals, and your albums. So like, for example, one of them is, I believe I have it in here, this cute little notepad. You can make them any size. They're super easy. And this one happens to have a pocket. You don't necessarily need a pocket, but you can mass make these or make these one at a time, and they are so cute, and they always look good inside of your albums or journals. So I'll drop those videos below in case you want more ideas of stuff to stick in your albums. Another thing that I often forget, but is pretty common, but always so cute, is our paper clips, right? So I happen to buy these from this collection, but I normally just get a bunch of paper clips really cheap, and you can put anything on a paper clip, like literally anything, like fabric, right? I could literally take this fabric and go like this and glue it, right? For example, on my paper clip, and it's cute. I can use my shape punchers and do any shape, heart, scallop circle, just regular circle, maybe drop a couple gems on there. You can literally put anything on a paper clip and it's cute. Like, I'm saying anything, you know? So don't forget to use your paper clips. And then last but not least, shakers. You can make shakers. They're so easy. And shaker, you know, cards or, you know, shaker anything always looks cute in our albums. Now, a cute little idea, if you don't want to, you know, go through the hassle of using that raised foam tape and putting the border and all that stuff, sometimes you just don't have time or what have you, then, you know, grab some of these next time you see them. I got these from the dollar store. It's like 50 in a pack, and I have a couple of them with different sized ones. But these are so cute because literally you can package anything. I can just drop some sequins in here, just some sequins or shaker bits, whatever I want in here. And just the idea of packaging it up gives this cute added fun element to it to stick in your albums or your journals. And sometimes I forget that I could just package something. So you can make one cute little embellishment and stick it in there. I mean, you could literally even make something like this or a cute little journaling card, and just the idea of packaging it makes it a totally different cute little project they can add. I don't even plan on selling them. I just like the look with packaging this stuff. And so the simple topper that I made here, it's just a 2 by 1 inch little strip that you fold in half and stick right on top. And of course you can get more elaborate with your toppers, but it's just so easy, and it just adds a lot of fun to your albums and your junk journals. So literally you can package anything up and stick it in there. All right, so that includes this beginner basic tips for, you know, decorating your covers, things to put in your albums, page ideas. So I hope you enjoyed it. But most importantly, please, you know, leave a comment below with your tips. I love learning from you guys, and I'm sure that anyone that runs into this video in the future would love to learn from you guys too. So what's your process? Like, do you generally decorate your cover first and then do your pages? Do you do your pages first, then your cover? Like, what do you do once your album's done? Do you like grab your ephemera and spread it all out and just go for it? Like, what is your process, or what are your tips that you can share with us so that we can all learn from each other? So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's like my first more chatty video, but I hoped it helped, and I will check you guys out in our next video. So bye for now, and happy crafting, everyone.